Let me ask you something, sis. How can you be so sure that that's Stacy?
What?
How do you know that that isn't really Gigi Marasco?
Have you been listening to me?
Yes, I've heard every word, all right? You told me that your friend turned herself into Gigi so she could win over Rex and take her place, all right? How do you know that didn't already happen? How do you know that Stacy didn't already take Gigi's place?
Hello, honey.
2 deli bellies, please. One for me and one for my lovely lotus flower.
Coming right up.
Aubrey, what's wrong? You look upset.
Cutter and I broke up. I don't know why I even bother with you.
Would you just hear me out?
No, because it's crazy talk. This is Stacy.
How do you know she's in a coma?
You don't know what happened. You weren't there.
Oh, and you were?
Yeah, I was. So believe whatever you want to believe, Cutter. This is my girl.
Okay. All right, if this is really Stacy, how'd she end up in a hospital bed?
You and Cutter broke up? Well, good for you. It's about time.
Rama, I don't think Aubrey thinks this is as joyous an occasion as you do.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Aubrey. I'm just trying to make you look on the bright side. Tell me, what happened?
It's complicated.
I see. Vima, darling?
Oh, yeah, by all means. You tend to your broken-hearted friend. My succulent samosa. I'll just wait here until your return.
Okay. You're my king amongst princes. Come on. Okay, tell me everything. What did that scum Cutter Wentworth do to you? He lied to me.
I know, big surprise, right? I got what I deserved.
No, never say that, Aubrey. You're a decent person. Who has lost her way from time to time?
I'm a recovering con artist.
So what? You still deserve better than that faithless Cutter. You should be glad you're free from him and all his lies. What was it this time? Another woman. He was cheating on you, wasn't he?
No, it was nothing like that. We found a gun.
A gun? Shh! What gun? Where do you find the gun?
It was hidden inside a porcupine that Cutter got from the flea market.
What?
We have reason to believe that it has something to do with Victor Lord Jr.'s murder.
Then what's plus?
Cutter promised me that he would turn in the gun, but instead, he tried to use it in some blackmail scheme. He's the same grifter he's always been. He's never gonna change, and I'm done.
When's the last time you talked to little Stacy?
I talk to her every day.
When she could talk back to you?
Last spring, at the Pony, she showed up with Gigi's face and told me her whole whacked-out plan to replace her and try and win back that doof Rex.
And you thought this was a good idea?
No, of course not. I told you. I begged her to drop the whole plan and go back to that surgeon. He does amazing work, by the way. I should know.
I want to hear it.
I just wanted her to go back to him so he can turn her back into the beautiful Stacy I knew and loved. But Stacy being Stacy, she didn't listen. She took off for Lambview.
And you just let her go?
No, I went after her. By the time I got there, it was too late.
So this gun belonged to Rex Balsam and he used it to kill Vima's boss?
That's Cutter's theory. He wanted to use it to blackmail Rex.
Typical. Just like that venal sister of his who stole all my money and then took off, never to be seen again. Bitch.
Actually, I've seen her.
So you went after Stacy?
I had to. The girl was loco. The second I touched down in Lambview, I made a beeline to Gigi and Rex's house. You know, the one on Old Lady Lord's property. Figured that's where Stacy would go, but when I got there, it was empty. Except I found this message on a computer screen with an address.
The house that Gigi ended up in?
It was the only clue that Stacy had, so I figured she'd be there. Then I saw that the door was open to the basement. I saw Stacy at the bottom of the stairs. She was passed out.
But how do you know it was Stacy if you couldn't even talk to her?
Because she was wearing the same clothes she was wearing when she left Kentucky. Satisfied, Sherlock? I figured she was overcome with the gases and passed out.
All right, what about Gigi? Where is she?
There was another room down there. So I opened the door and there was Gigi, sprawled out on the floor, dead.
Cutter's sister?
Ow, you are crushing my hand.
I need details. Where did you see her and when did you lay eyes on that vulture-faced whore?
A few days ago at my motel room.
That must have been so weird, coming face to face with the real Aubrey Wentworth.
She goes by the name Kim Andrews now. She came to Lambview looking for Cutter, and here's the thing. It wasn't her first trip here, either.
What do you mean? All this time she's been under my nose and I had no idea?
And get this, she used to be married to my ex-father-in-law, Clint Buchanan.
Shut up. Why would Clint marry that ball of ugly?
She's not that ugly anymore. She had the surgery, and she must have had a lot of it because the girl is hot.
My money paid for that hot. The money she stole from me. Where is she? I can't wait to get my hands on her. By the time I'm done with that girl, that Kim Andrews, she'll have to go back under the knife again just to look like a human being.
Well, I don't know what happened to her, but I wouldn't be surprised if she teamed up with Cutter again.
So you go down into this basement and you find two Gigi's. One, who you think is Stacy, passed out. One who you think's Gigi, practically dead.
Right.
So then what?
So then I grabbed Stacy and got the hell out of there before the fumes got to me, too.
So you just left Gigi there to rot?
Do I look like I can carry two people up a flight of steps by myself? I got the living out first, okay? And then as soon as I threw Stacy in my car, I was gonna go back for Gigi. And that's when Rex sped up.
But Rex never mentioned seeing you.
That's because he didn't. He ran straight into the house, and as soon as the door closed behind him, he took off. Don't look at me like that. What if the cops showed up? They would have had all these kinds of questions that I wouldn't be able to answer, and Stacy couldn't. So I got my girl to the hospital in Cherryvale, and then moved her to Kentucky when it was safe. She's been like this ever since. So there. As you can see, this is 100% Stacy. Believe me now? Are we clear now? Are we agreed that this is Stacy?
Fine, we're agreed.
Thank you.
As long as you agree to give me those documents. You know, the ones that are gonna get me back Clint Buchanan's fortune.
I told you, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna make sure Clint gets back everything that's rightfully his.
All right, fine. As long as you don't mind your friend Stacy going out for murder.
What are you talking about? Stacy had nothing to do with what happened with Gigi.
Really? How do you know? You weren't there. But you did know that Stacy was planning on taking over Gigi's life.
Doesn't prove she killed anybody.
What did you think Stacy was gonna do to Gigi after she took over her life?
You don't know.
Whether Stacy's responsible for Gigi's carbon monoxide poisoning or not, we know that she wanted her sister dead. So she's gonna go down for murder. And lucky you, you'll be an accessory.
You pig. You'd send your own sister to jail?
Just trying to help you, sis.
Yeah, you're a real lifesaver.
Look, all you gotta do is work with me, and nobody'll know what you and Stacy did. So what's it gonna be?
Okay. Okay, I'll give it to you. On one condition.
I thought Cutter and his sister hadn't seen each other in ages. Now they're partners?
I don't know. I'm really just guessing. But they've conspired together before, and now that I'm out of the picture and Cutter's back to his old ways, he's gonna need a new partner in crime.
And no longer hideous Kim is probably it.
Well, if you have a bone to pick with her, you're gonna have to ask Cutter where she is. Assuming he'd give up his sister.
I'm not going anywhere, Cutter. Not if you want me to keep your dirty little secret. Don't worry. I have ways of making him talk. Aubrey, I'm sorry Cutter hurt you again, but I promise you this. I will get him and that rodent face to surface back in spades.
What did you have in mind?
Oh, you'll find out.
Half.
You heard me.
You're in no position to demand anything.
The way I see it, Stacy and I go to jail, you get nothing. Clint gets his money back, and...
And what? You get to live at his house under house arrest?
I need the money to take care of Stacy. It's not like I can trust you to do it, right? So that's the deal. Take it or leave it.
Fine, agreed.
Just one more thing.
What?
It's not like this document gives you anything. It all goes to Clint. How are you even gonna...
Let me handle that.
You're a real son of a bitch, you know that?
You know what? I'm a brother of one, too. All right, I gotta take this.
Yeah, it might be your accountant.
Hello.
It's Rama.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
You and I need to meet. It's high time we take care of some unfinished business.